The afternoon began with a welcome and introduction where all participants were encouraged to share, question, and explore ideas around parent collaboration in student literacy learning, multiliteracy's pedagogy, and ways educators can use Twitter. The agenda was previously emailed to participants, but paper copies were also available. The workshop was divided into 4 sections. The first section, Research and Reflections, then Multiliteracies, Building a Learning Community with Parents, followed by a short break, and ending with Twitter and final questions. At this time, participants connected to the Wi-Fi and the website was introduced as a framework for the day's collaborations, where individuals could leave comments, questions, or privately message the facilitator. I also shared how through the use of this website blog, we could continue our discussions and sharing after the day had ended. The overall objectives were read, and then we moved to the Research and Reflections page. As you will find on each page of the website, information is shared which creates a context and connects research to my reflections, action plan experiences, and to the subjects. I feel this supports other educators not participating in the workshop to understand my stance and share. Research and Reflections. This section of the workshop began with viewing a video and small group discussion around the questions, do you see local issues being explored in your practice, and what do you think of Luke indicating what is important in education is real stuff, not skills. After our discussion, I briefly shared my problem statement while participants viewed a slideshow. I then shared SWAV and the mosaic approach, connecting as this research to areas of interest in my research and my questions and wonderings. At the bottom of each page, there is a link to the next page of discussions in the workshop. Regarding my action plan, I shared my wonderings and what I reflected as important in moving forward with my study. My action plan links, progress reports, were made available for participants to access should they require further understanding or to see how an educator researcher like myself conducted an action plan. The Multiliteracies page was an important page to share as an advocate and learner of Multiliteracies pedagogy. I began with sharing the New London groups and the importance of social multimodal collaboration and student agency in Multiliteracies pedagogy. During this particular workshop, participants focused on discussions and inquiries around collaboration, building learning communities, and multimodality. We briefly discussed this quote for the new Ontario kindergarten curriculum. I made some connections to my funds of knowledge and the competent child. At this time, we viewed this video and had a short discussion. A large part of this section was spent in small group discussions and then as a bigger group looking at photos as seen in this slideshow and discussing, do you see literacy here, and what do you think multiliteracies is? This section ended with Brian Street's video, Rethinking English in Schools. The discussion was going to be around his quote, learning shouldn't be seen as imposing knowledge into empty vessels, but rather as building on what people know. But through dialogues with participants, it was clear this group of educators already believed this to be true. So we focused our discussion on how do we and could we balance the everyday practice of students' experience and what the school requires. I shared with colleagues at this time within the website there's extra content and links to some of these pages, such as this self-made short video. I also indicated that back at the top menu, there are some sub-pages such as reflective practice and 21st century learning. The final section before break was building a learning community with parents, where we spent a significant amount of time debating this first quote. It's been estimated that out-of-school variables of home and family influence are more powerful predictors of student success than in-school variables of curriculum and instruction. Due to our in-depth discussions from the above topic, we did not have time to view this Yes Prep video, but I did share with my participants about Edutopia blogs, educators blogging, writing articles, and posting videos, all about innovations in education, and also said it was one I follow on Twitter. We then discussed initial parent survey and interview results from my action plan, and briefly the benefits of digital storytelling and interactive learning with families for student learning, engagement, and agency, as found in these two studies. While participants viewed a slideshow of some tweets, I explained why I chose to use Twitter and how Twitter created a space where those who could not physically gather in a classroom could build a learning community. Together we viewed some of the activities from our baby project as an idea of ways to use Twitter in project-based learning. This is a slide from the action plan sharing how students, educators, and families use Twitter as a tool for learning.
Instruction that gets implemented will be the result of a complex interplay between the teachers, the materials, and the students with whom the teacher works. This project speaks to real students, teachers, and parents working collaboratively on our learning journeys together. The students and I developed a list of questions arising from watching the movie and our sibling visitor to wee Sylvia. The complete list can be found in Appendix 5, the baby project note. Every few days at our morning meeting, we would review and discuss our work and tweet the next question. Students were provided a space to reflect on the questions we developed and share if the question should be tweeted. As one child shared, "I don't think we should tweet about how we came home from the hospital. I think we all used cars. Maybe we should ask where we slept. That might be different." These are a few of the tweets that families responded to from this first question: where did you sleep when you were a baby?
An important piece to any learning, and especially in multiliteracy's pedagogy, is student reflection. Here are some of the students' thoughts about using Twitter and their reflections on self-directed learning. I'd like to share things, especially when I could make a video of what I made. Sometimes I forgot things, but then I could see them, I remembered. I saw me and everybody gets to look at me. I saw A doing the same thing I was doing. I could share my video. I wanted to make it. I looked at my baby stuff and I did it. We ended the Twitter section of the workshop with a discussion around privacy and ways to support families that acknowledge everyone's experience and comfort levels. Then there was an opportunity for participants to develop ways they hope to use Twitter in their practice. They practiced tweeting, smashing apps, and plenty of opportunity for brainstorming with others. We ended the afternoon with the completion of the survey, which was available in a Google Forms link from the agenda There were also paper copies available for those that wanted to quickly complete the survey at the workshop. I did send out a reminder using Eventbrite as a thank you, and also with the links to my webpage, the survey, and my contact information should participants need to reach me. Thank you everyone for listening to my presentation.